Hey guys, how's it going? It's Justine, and today we're gonna be chatting about my office because I've been getting a lot of questions since I just posted a video to hopefully answer a lot of your questions about what gear do I use, but then that video ended up spawning more questions about, well, what's your office like? Where do you work? What do you edit with? So I thought I would make this video to give you guys a quick little update on what I've got going on, because I mentioned in a previous vlog, I had an organizer come in, a professional organizer. Like, this is a thing. Like, these people are absolutely incredible. One of my downfalls is organization, and I have very poor organizational skills. Like, I'm not sure if it's just me, but I feel like a lot of creative people, we spend so much time creating that the rest of our lives sometimes gets out of control. Now, not only is there organization involved, but there are some closet build-outs happening as well. I have one master closet being built out, so this is what this is gonna look like. But this is what it looks like now. And if you guys can see, all of these bins, all of these things will eventually have a home. Now, all of these things in these bins came from places all around my house. From my drawers, from downstairs, from upstairs, from my bedroom. Everything that essentially didn't belong in the place that it was has now ended up in these bins, and those soon will end up in this closet. That's not a closet yet. This little space right here will hopefully look like this. Now, I'm so excited because the first few phases of this entire process is over, and when I say it was insane, like everything that I had in my house everywhere was out in the open. Like it was just so nuts. But anyway, this is my current office setup, so I kind of wanted to do a before and then an after, and also get some suggestions from you guys because I'm having a very big dilemma, but more on that later. Obviously, the centerpiece of my office is right here. This is my LG OLED Wallpaper TV. I did an unboxing and setup video of this previously, so I'll put a link in the description and up here in the little eye if you guys want to check that out. But this thing is awesome. It's one of those things when you're sitting and watching it that it feels so realistic that it sort of almost confuses my mind. Like, I forget that I am looking at a television. The fact that it's so thin, it actually blew the minds of the guys that were installing it. They were like, this is crazy. We've never even installed one of these before. And they did an absolutely incredible job. So my phase two sort of for this TV setup is I really want to get this cable behind the wall. And that's something that I'm gonna have to enlist a professional to do because clearly I don't think I'm capable. Now, this cable is very important because this attaches to the sound bar here. Now, the sound bar is not just for sound. This powers the entire screen. So you plug everything right here into the back of the sound bar. This is where the HDMI goes. And right now we have the new 4K Apple TV hooked up, which I haven't even got a chance to try yet. So you guys will be witnessing my first time trying it out. One of my favorite things, other than the beyond incredible picture quality of this television, is that the soundbar has Dolby Atmos. So when I'm sitting and watching TV and I turn up that volume, it feels like you're in a movie theater. It feels like I actually have surround sound set up in this room, which I don't. Using the Dolby Atmos, it's able to give you that feel. I wish that I could show you in this video what it's like, but I can't, except for flailing my arms around because I'm getting so excited. One of the things that I was excited about with this TV when I first got it was the future of the things that I could use with it. The first thing has arrived, it's the Apple 4K TV. Now I'll be able to take full advantage of the perfect color quality on this TV. It's kind of crazy because the LG OLED pixels can switch off completely. What this means is black is actually black. Pitch black.
Things are never gonna be the same.
So this is still a part of the TV right here. This is still a part of the TV. And the reds are redder, like the colors are so incredibly vivid. Like I said before, it's kind of a surreal experience. Bye-bye! Oh my god. One of the movies that I was excited about that was in 4K HDR, Spider-Man, haven't seen it. I've heard great things, so that is gonna be the first movie that I'm gonna watch. We gotta shut all the lights off! Gosh, where's the remote? Ugh. Another thing that I'm excited to connect to this TV is the new Xbox that will be coming out later this year. Taking full advantage of 4K and HDR gaming is gonna be really awesome to test out on here. As I mentioned gaming, You might be confused as to why there are two monitors sitting up when I have this massive, huge TV that it could also be gaming on. So we had these stations set up where we had 3 of us playing Destiny at the same time. 2 people could be playing on these monitor stations here, and the 3rd up here on the TV. It definitely got a little bit crazy and a little bit confusing because we're all yelling and screaming. And sitting on this couch very, very close, this is Maddie's little bed right here. So these 2 stations, we have Astro headsets hooked up to them, and those are just connected directly to the controller. These gaming stations definitely aren't a permanent solution, but for the time being, while I'm super into Destiny, this is what we've got set up here. And this light right here is definitely not something that I usually have, but I felt like it was kind of dark over here in the corner, so I needed to put a little bit of light on myself. I love these light panels. They're small, compact, and they're really easy to use. There's one also behind my desk, which is kind of permanent back there. I use that a lot when I'm shooting sort of like the iPhone rumor videos when I'm sitting at my desk. This is actually Matt's little small HD screen. I need to return it to him, but I really like it because it's easy when I'm kind of just on the go vlogging and I need to see what I look like, because Sony cameras do not have a flip out screen. Come on! This is a new addition to the desk. This is the new Mophie wireless charger for the new iPhones. This is also a nice little Apple Watch charger, which doesn't really look very good. I gotta get a new one. Extra lens, and these are some of my favorite Lego minifigures. Benny, Steve Jobs, and myself. Plus over here, the original iPhone that I just remind myself started from the bottom, now we're here. So this here is my editing station, and this is hooked up to my MacBook Pro. This is the USB-C edition with the touch bar, and this setup is not very organized, but it works for me. I have it sitting here underneath of my desk. There's 2 hard drives hiding behind it, which I use for archiving footage. That connects up here to this Mac monitor, which I've been using for a very long time, and I'm so looking forward to the iMac Pro, or potentially Apple releasing a new monitor, because I would love to have something to connect to my MacBook Pro. I use these little Samsung SSDs, and these are so great because they're very, very fast, especially when I'm editing off 4K footage. These are the T3s, and this is one of the new T5s that I just got, and I thought that I wouldn't be able to tell a difference in speed, but actually, I kinda can. Is that good? There we go. I turned some lights on. So over here, this is what I use to do VO. This is the Razer Siren mic, and I actually really, really like this because it allows you to also monitor your audio, and it usually sounds pretty good for everything that I need it for. This works very well to make it sound like I'm actually in some sort of a studio or something, when clearly I'm not. And what do we got over here? Gotta move this light over here so this'll look better. Hello from the other side of the office. So over here, this is where I have my Surface Studio, and you guys probably are like, Justine, why do you have a Surface Studio? So this surprisingly replaced my gaming computer. I wasn't really doing much PC gaming, and the PC gaming that I did do, this was perfectly fine for it. It completely eliminated the tower. Don't get me wrong, I absolutely loved having an incredibly overclocked, powerful PC that's water cooled, but it was huge. It's a tower, it's massive. I didn't need it, it was super clunky, and it was basically overkill for anything that I was doing. Number 2, I'm not using it to its full potential, so I plan on actually putting that in another place to have a completely separate gaming PC setup for anybody who may come over who wants to play PC games or stream. But for me right now, in my current state of me still editing my own videos, I don't have time to do anything except shoot and edit, and when I do play games, I'm playing for my own enjoyment, not to stream or post or edit any more gaming content because I don't want to add any more to my plate. One of these days, maybe if I get somebody to edit half of my videos. I mostly have been playing Diablo 3. I know, Diablo 3, yes. I've been playing again. It was one of my most favorite games ever. Overwatch actually runs really well on here, and of course Minecraft. Also over here connected to the PC, I've got this RMC Babyface audio interface, which is connected to this Shure microphone. This microphone is way better than the Siren that I have over there, so depending upon the project or what I'm doing, I will sometimes switch these microphones back and forth, or I'll record the audio over here, take it to the Mac. And next to that, this is my Astro Mix amp. Next to that is my Super NES Classic. Next to my Nintendo Switch, that is also decked out in classic NES decal style. It looks so good! I cannot wait for Mario Odyssey. And below the Nintendo Switch, we've got the PlayStation 4 Pro, and then below that, we've got the Xbox One S, which is connected to a monitor at the couch. Let's just completely ignore my lack of cable management, please. Which leads us back to the LG Wallpaper TV and what this soundbar is on. This is the dilemma that I'm not sure what to do. Now, when I first started doing an office reorganization, I thought, hey, maybe I'll just get rid of these desks. But then I realized that I'm very attached to these desks and I absolutely love the look of them. So I'm gonna figure out how to make this work. But the problem is this center console is actually just a dresser from one of my bedrooms and it does not fit the soundbar at all. So I'm looking for a really great media station to put here. So I am open to suggestions. What do you guys think I should do? Should I mount the soundbar? Should I not mount the soundbar? I'm also working on something else that I will hopefully have installed soon, which will be a very, very fun video that I cannot wait for you guys to see. I will also probably need room for that too. So that thing will need room, and that thing is about the size of a PC tower, which is also one of the reasons that I was kind of trying to make room over here, getting rid of one of the towers. Anyway, I feel like making this video is kind of crazy because this has been my dream office since I don't even know, since I ever started first getting into tech. Now, I used to watch Leo Laporte, and he still is one of my favorite people ever. I used to watch Leo back in the day when I was very, very young. Me and my grandmother would watch it all the time after school. We'd watch the screensavers, and I would see all of their crazy setups that they would have and all of the amazing tech that they were reviewing, and I was like, man, one day, that's what I want to do. And it's pretty crazy thinking back to my childhood self and to be sort of living out that dream of what I wanted to do when I was little. It's crazy to think that the jobs that we are doing now, they never even existed when I was a little child. Like the jobs that you guys are going to create that don't exist now is going to be so fascinating. Anyway, that could be a whole nother tangent and a whole nother topic, but what I am most excited about is that I'm able to share with you guys my excitement for things that I love, and you guys share those things back with me. I'll see you guys in my next video, and I'll see you guys in the comments. Until then, I'm gonna use this Christmas chapstick and go edit this video. God, I could be playing Destiny right now, but no, I'm not.